Good day! For this info video, our group will be discussing the sedimentary and phosphorus cycle. So, firstly, what are the types of rocks? So, we have igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. We will show those rocks later. And for now, let us discuss what are sedimentary rocks. So, sedimentary rocks form in layers called beds, and the planar boundaries that separates each bed are called contacts. So each bed tells a story about the conditions in which it formed. Metamorphic rocks are a rocks combination of igneous and sedimentary. So what you see here is a mountain of rocks. So each, as what I said earlier, each rock is bounded by contacts. So as you can see that we have here different colors of rock. So as observe, the shade of the rocks changes from a light color to a darker color. So this is a sedimentary layer or called bedding. Okay, so now let us proceed to the types of rocks as we will show them now. Okay. So as I said earlier, we have three types of rocks. We have igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So the first one we have is an igneous rock. An igneous rock is solidified magma or lava after it cools down flowing from the volcano. As it cools down, it solidifies, and this is what it looks like. And then we have here the sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock is a rock composed of sediments compiled that forms a one big rock. As you can see, it is the structural block of the rock has many sediments. And lastly, we have here the metamorphic rock. The metamorphic rock are a combination of igneous and sedimentary and can transform from either of the two rocks. So let us now proceed to the sedimentary cycle. So this cycle varies from one element to another, but each cycle consists fundamentally of a solution or water-related phase and a rock or sediment phase. So in the solution phase, weathering releases minerals from Earth's crust in the form of salts. So some of which dissolves in water, pass through a series of organisms, and ultimately reach the deep seas, where they settle out of circulation indefinitely. Later, my groups will discuss each stages of the cycle. Next is we have Warren to discuss the weathering of the cycle.
Rain and weathering cause rocks to release phosphate ions and will be distributed to the soils and water. Since the main source of phosphorus is found in rocks, the first step of the phosphorus cycle involves the extraction of phosphorus from the rocks by weathering. Weather events such as rain and other sources of erosion result in phosphorus being washed away into the soil.
Absorption by plants and animals. Plants will take up the phosphate from the soil, and then plants will be consumed by animals as the food chain states. In line with that, the phosphate will then be incorporated into organic molecules. In the soil, plants, fungi, and microorganisms are able to absorb phosphorus and grow. In addition, phosphorus can also be washed into the local water systems. Plants can also directly absorb phosphorus from the water and grow. In addition to plants, animals also obtain phosphorus from drinking water and eating plants. Phosphorus is essential for plant and animal growth as well as the health of microbes inhabiting the soil that is gradually depleted from the soil over time. The main biological function of phosphorus is that it is required for the formation of nucleotides which comprise DNA and RNA molecules. Specifically, the DNA double helix is linked by a phosphate ester bond. Calcium phosphate is also the primary component of mammalian bones and teeth. Exoskeleton, phospholipid membranes of cells, and is used in a variety of other biological functions.
so return to the environment via decomposition. When the plant or animals die, phosphate return to the soil. When plants and animals die, decomposition results in the return of phosphorus back to the environment via the water or soil. Plants and animals in these environments can then use this phosphorus, and step 2 of the cycle is repeated.
So, in this stage, the phosphorus in the soil can end up in bodies of water. Once it is in there, it can be engulfed into sediments over time. The organic phosphate in the soil will undergo mineralization.
So, after discussing the phosphorus cycle in the tunnel, it is now time to discuss the impact of human activity to the phosphorus cycle. So let us go here. So, humans had a significant impact on the phosphorus cycle due to a variety of human activities such as the use of fertilizer, the distribution of food products, and the artificial eutrophication. Now, for example, here we have a farmer. So, as she harvests her seasonal crops, she will plant seeds to replace the crops, and then she will use fertilizer to help them grow.
Fertilizers containing phosphorus add to the phosphorus levels in the soil and are particularly detrimental when such products are washed into the local aquatic ecosystems. When phosphorus is added to waters at a rate typically achieved by natural processes, it is referred to as natural eutrophication.
Natural supply of phosphorus over time provides nutrients to the water and serves to increase the productivity of the particular ecosystem. However, when foods are shipped from farms to cities, the substantial levels of phosphorus that is drained into the water system is called artificial or anthropogenic eutrophication.
When levels of phosphorus are too high, the overabundance of plant nutrients serves to drive the excessive growth of algae. However, these algae die or form algae blooms, which are toxic to the plants and animals in the ecosystem.
Thus, human activities serve to harm aquatic ecosystems whenever excess amounts of phosphorus are leached into the water.